Hi friends, Joseph here and welcome to Home of Sound. We started Home of Sound in this podcast series with one main intention: to help artists, promoters, record label owners, playlist curators, and others in the music industry share their messages and vision of the world. And as a byproduct, we hope that these chats will make you get to know our guests as people, and that some of you will also get inspired by their stories, experiences, and work. Without further ado, enjoy today's guest. Conceptual, stage name for Simone Scardino, is a DJ, producer, and co-founder of the multi-art event platform Friendship Collective. The artist, who just released an album on Oscar Mulero's Warm-Up Records, tells us how you may find inspiration by looking inward instead of looking for something outside of yourself. Born in south of Italy, he moved to Rome and eventually to Berlin to follow his burning passion for music. When very young, he was accidentally drawn to the art of DJing by a wedding performer. From that very moment, Simone was hooked in and had to start DJing himself and later producing music too. Driven by a strong willingness to represent arts and create spaces where multiple arts can blend together, Simone has been part of numerous projects and also co-founded Friendship Collective, a multidisciplinary event that brings together music, visual arts, and performances. In this chat, we talk about collaborations, being selective in sending demos, shaping your own music and direction, and as we learn Simone's path, we discover one of his strongest values: being honest in any situation. Enjoy. Hey Simone, welcome to Almost Sound. Thanks so much for being with us.
Hi guys, thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure for me.
Good.
How are you?
Yeah, we were just discussing, you and I, about the situation of clubs, what's going to happen in Berlin, in London, and it's a mess.
Yeah, pretty hard, but we will figure it out. We'll be fine at the end, I'm sure. It will be like at the end, I think that will be not a nice things, this, but for the scene maybe could be constructive and something. It's gonna be different.
Yeah,
somehow.
Exactly. And we were saying that hopefully this will lead to more local DJs playing more, because yet there is clubs can afford to book international DJs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, in the beginning will be like this because club, and promoter and stuff lost a bunch of money, so it's normal that to restart slow and slow they have to support, but should be from the start like this, that you support your local scene and not always just book big name stuff, because it's normal that you should support your local scene. But of course I think that now will be again like this, at least for a few months.
Exactly. So I like what you said. Basically, hopefully this is going to be like a great thing for a lot of people.
I hope too.
And then I think we're lucky. Like, you live in Berlin, I live in London. Like, we're still in good cities where there is plenty of DJs, plenty of clubs.
Yeah, man, it's full of crazy DJ and crazy artists that are playing at home and producing for themselves in their room, and no one know them. And when you see maybe sometime play like a DJ that you don't know him, and you say, well, who is this guy? Why is not playing Trezor or Bergen anywhere? Why? And is in this bar, for example, stuff like this.
And let's hope that we're gonna have more space also for completely unknown artists that nobody's heard of yet, and we're gonna give them more space to play and perform.
Let's hope that will be like this.
So talking about you, like, I know you have an album that is coming out on Warm-Up Records, which is Oscar Mulero's record label, and so the album is called Null Respect. What's the idea behind the album?
Well, it's not really meant to be an album with an idea or a concept, because most of the tracks were done during this year, last year, and was not supposed to be an album. Then just I sent my music to Oscar, and then he made the concept of the album, just picking the track and say, I like this, and this. So then after I tried to figure out what that track in that period of my life were meaning to me, to create a concept, and was really fresh because also the project was created when I knew it that I will do the album, So I created everything all around this album that means a lot to me because it was made in a let's say dark period of my life. Uh, but yeah, it's I'm really attached to because it's really emotional. Some tracks are really close to me of the album. So yeah, basically this is the concept, like a true just I'm honest, I didn't have a concept for the album. It just my emotion inside the album, and I think it did a great job with the selection. Like we have a lot of different sound inside, which represent myself, in a different way. My angry part, my love part, my emotional part, a lot of
it is, yes. Yeah.
And
but I've listened to the album. Thanks for sending it. I think my favorite is Tasmanian Devil. I think.
Oh yeah. Devil, the Devil. Yeah, it's really something different and slow, like which is not techno, but yeah, I like the development of the track, with this crazy sound that come into the groove, and sometime when I do music, I try uh, to do it how I am, inside. Sometimes very calm, but in my brain, like things are going fast, so sound are going inside the groove. Like my thinking in my brain are going inside my feeling, and that's what's going out.
Yeah.
It's not nothing planned. It's just improvisation when I produce, and yeah.
Yeah. So I was saying it's a cool concept that you made all these tracks that were different, and then you send them to someone else. In this case, Oscar, and he created the story.
Yeah, man, I'm really, really happy about it because, when you do an album for yourself, it's like, okay, now I sit here, I want to do music, I want to do my album, I want to create a concept, I want the ambient one, I want the experimental one, I want the techno one, blah, blah. It depends what kind of music you are. But when you send 40 tracks to legend for you, and it says, okay, I want to do an album, 10 tracks, now I pick the tracks and I send you, and then it chooses perfectly the track that you were thinking of, and say, wow, what the fuck. Yeah. It did completely the concept of the album.
That's amazing. And can you tell us a bit more about the process that went into like working with someone else who was in this case Oscar? So did you know each other before, or you just sent a demo?
We knew it because of Beat Movement. We released a couple of EP on Eine, the sub-label of Polygroup. And then I had some few tracks that I made myself. And then we played July last year, Treasure. And I was there. And after his performance, I was talking to him and I gave him the CD with all the music. And then after 3 days, he wrote me on Instagram that he wanted to do the album. And I was, wow, so happy.
Great stuff, yes. And yeah, the mastering was done by Carlos Konchiski, who is a great engineer.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah, I think like all the stuff I sent it to him. I think sometime I gave him pretty hard job because my sound is it's kind of sometime really hard. So of course it take a lot of work for a master engineer, but his work is always like nothing to say. It's perfect and sounds cool when you play the sound system. When you play the pitch is bigger. It's it's pro. It's a pro.
It's a very good mastering engineer, yes. And talking about like your other projects, and I know you also run a collective called Friendship Collective. So that is a Berlin-based collective, right? And you do visual performances. I mean, you do DJ sets and live sets and also visual arts?
Yes, basically it's a collective that's born in Berlin by me, my girlfriend Julia, and my best friend Gabriele Salerno in Articode. They also do great music. And yeah, well, the idea was like, why we should support only music artists? We are all passionate, about art and visual and performance. Let's mix it together and create an event. Then from the event, it went bigger because we decided to create a platform and to share the work of the artist, to show to the world the artists that we have, also small artists that in the beginning they were just collaborating with us with small visual during the party. Then we became friends, and then we create this big platform that's running really well. We have a lot of residents inside. Yeah, basically when we have the possibility, not at the moment, we we produce events. Like the first part of the event is like more focused on the art performance. So we always decide, depend by the location and etc., what we want to do. But basically, it's like art exposition, body performances, live music that match all the time with the performances. It's nice because we try to put in contact different kind of art and ask to the artists, to collaborate, to prepare something for the event. And this is great because after the event, artists continue to be in touch. And sometimes I was working on social media and I say, oh, two artists of my collective are working together for another project.
Yeah.
It's amazing, it's
It's very cool. And so you started, when did you start with the collective? When was the first event?
We started like last summer, and first event was in Budapest, crazy location, flashback photo studio. It's like old fabric, and we had this rooftop of the fabric, which is a warehouse, but super cool. And we had Stanislav Tolkachev, me with the Beat Movement project, Gabriele Ticot, and the In Silence, that is a duo from Budapest, which is the owner of Distant Object Collective. Then we had other residents, and we have a bunch of artists, visual artists from Budapest and from my collective. So we mixed my collective artists with the Budapest scene artists, and it was super nice because we met all before to set the art around, and was a crazy experience for me. That was my first event, and I was not into organizing events, which I really enjoy at the moment because I really like it. I not like the business part, but the constructive part behind everything that is behind.
Yeah, it's it's a craft in itself, like being able to do a good party where there's a good vibe and people enjoy what they're doing. It's like it's a job in itself. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a pretty hard job because vibes are really important in a party. And I think that when you have also different kind of art mixed with music, the vibes is completely different. First, because you catch the attention of different kind of crowd, because artists, you have a dance floor full of artists, and it's amazing, man. Amazing.
True. And yes, and also like from the pure audience perspective, you're catching more senses at once. You're using like your sight, you're using your hearing.
We try to give a 306 emotion, just dancing and feeling the music. And maybe, for example, in Budapest, it was super nice because we set all the art around the warehouse. So before, when it was light, people were just enjoying, drinking a glass of wine, watching the art. Then the light went down, people went crazy with dance floor, but still you could see people with the phone going through close to the artwork with flash to watch the artwork. And for me was wow, like you. And then in the morning when the sun went up again, you were all of course, you see the fucked up people, at the end of the party that tripping, watching the artwork, and it was amazing. Yeah.
It's really cool. And so now you have, now that everything kind of stopped temporarily, like, do you have some way of keeping people in your collective together? So,
well, I'm trying to do my best with all the work I'm doing, like in music, because at the moment, only way to show your work is like doing music or streaming stuff like this. So I'm trying to let the artists of the collective work collaboration with me or with Gabriele or with the artists that which I think would be nice that they collaborate, to give them, of course, a little bit of visibility also in this really dark period for everyone. Yeah, and basically they are working with me for the album. I have 6 official videos coming out, and basically it's like this. Then we are trying to organize some streaming, which I'm not really fan of, but of course we have to do it because also for us, just I need to play. I want to play. I need it. And of course I will do it with collaboration with performers of the collective. Basically my project, it will be most of the time collaboration with or body performers or a video editor that will do the visual or something like this all the time. And I have a few residents that we are working on, and I'm really happy about it.
I'm with you. I think combining also videos in techno is something that I think it's becoming more and more important. There are more and more artists that are using videos together with techno tracks. It works really well. I think it's a beautiful effect.
Yeah, it's like it's art, we have to do it what we can to use our creativity at the maximum.
Yes,
I think this is a good way to mix it
and to work with other people who are out. To work with other artists, people who do different kinds of arts.
Collaboration is the way to reach what you want. Alone you don't do. You can do something, but it's still only for yourself. And when you do it with other people, that you can feel that they have the same feeling of you, they have the same need of you, they have the same power, they have the same creativity, and then you mix it, you have a double, and it's wow.
Yeah, exactly. And you can expand, like it's almost like you complement each other. Like it's almost like 1 + 1 is like 3 or 4 or 5. It's not 2.
Yeah. True.
Do you have any person that you have met throughout your path who you really worked well with, where you learned from each other? Maybe like it's a person you randomly met. I don't know. Maybe it's your girlfriend, I guess, or T-Code, or someone else.
You mean in music or in general life? For sure, my girlfriend helped me a lot and taught me a lot about my personal, because I was a little bit introvert and scared to show emotion to people or what I was feeling, or if I was angry, I was keeping everything inside myself and then exploding like a bomb, not like a bomb, like a bomb. And she taught me how to approach in a different way, and I think it's getting better now. I feel more happy to, and of course, Gabriele, it's a good mate for me. We do a lot of music together. We never studied music. We always did everything by ourselves, and we discovered together a lot of stuff. We experimented together a lot of stuff. I have to say that I had in the past, which I still respect him a lot as a friend and DJ and producer. I had a great influence from Giuseppe Di Leria.
I know him.
You know him? Like, for me, it's one of the best producer in the studio. Is like he knows everything, and he did also everything by himself. And when I started to produce some year ago, I was with him, and he showed me and explained me in the beginning, like some trick to how to improve, you know. And then for the mixing and mastering part, I have to say thank you to Luigi Di Lewis, that is a sound engineer from Rome, which is close friend to me also, that gave me a lot of
And he was
advice.
also, like was one of
yeah.
the most famous DJs 10, 15 years ago. Yeah.
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 Yeah, true.
Lewis, wow.
Yeah.
He's a piece of history for the Italian.
Yeah, it's a story.
Yeah.
History, true.
Amazing, yes. So you do multiple stuff. You do so you are a DJ producer. You have your own collective. You're now really working on an album. You work with other artists. How do you split your time? Like, is there any, let's say, tricks that you've learned over the years to manage your time effectively?
Well, this is still a problem for me, because I have to understand how to divide my personal life and my work. Sometimes it's not possible. I have to be honest. My girlfriend always say that I have to do it, but yeah, I understand it's hard to live with a person like me that's like workaholic, or just get up in the morning, drinking coffee, say checking everything is okay, and start to work until 11, and maybe at 11 you finish done your paperwork and email stuff and talking with people, and then you start to produce until 6 in the morning. You know, it's it's a circle and never end. But yeah, basically I'm trying to split a little bit, also to enjoy my life, my private life, my friends, not always talking about music, just yeah, basically I want to do this in my life, you know. And also for me it's also nice to make it all day, but sometimes I really feel it that my brain is going crazy. Yesterday, for example, I was eating with Gabriele, and we were talking about other stuff, and then I was like completely in my own world, and my brain was going crazy, and I say, okay, sorry, Gabriele, was in my own world, you know, because sometimes like this.
Yeah. And I totally get it. It sounds like you like a lot what you do, and it's hard because it doesn't feel worky. It's almost like your brain is on constant high because you're enjoying what you're doing, and then you forget, like, oh shit, I should have eaten, I should have slept, like, 2 hours ago.
Should I cook? Should I eat? Should I shower? Should I do something? I don't know. I'm just sitting here at the computer for 24 hours. Yeah,
it's true. Yeah, I feel for that. And so you live with your girlfriend at the moment, or?
Yeah, we live together.
So she works with you on the parties, on the event side, but does she do music as well?
No, she doesn't do music. She's studying marketing communication in a business school. So kind of interesting also, because she will, of course, take care of all this part of the collective, but she's also super creative, and she like a lot music. She supports me, and she supports good music. So it's kind of important to have someone on your side that supports everything you do, no? And
indeed, it's like it's your family, it's your crew. Yeah. And so are there any tricks that, like, I struggle as well myself with relationships, because as you said, like, when we like our stuff, if nobody told us anything, we would be like in front of the laptop for days,
Yeah, it's pretty hard, but to be honest, at the moment she's writing the thesis for the master thesis, so she's doing kind of the same of me, so we don't have this problem at the moment, but I'm sure that we will have it when she will be done. And yeah, of course I have to divide work and personal and also mix it, but yeah, of course we have to split it,
find the balance. Yeah, makes sense. Going back into your roots, so you come from Lecce, from Italy, then you moved to Rome, eventually now you're in Berlin. How was it? What's your story, like, briefly? What brought you to Rome and then Berlin?
Well, quickly, it's a bit hard to say it quickly, but yeah, I started to do music when I was really young, 13 years old. And then I did all my first approach to music in my hometown. I was doing, like, with my friends, birthday party, animation on the beach, this stuff when you are young. And then I when I grow up, that I was not sure what I wanted to do. And then I did 2 years of military, which is something that I will never do if I come back again. But then I understood that my life was music, and not serving or do anywhere something different. And yeah, I decided to move to Rome and start my beat movement project with Mattia. And then there it went big. We started to produce and blah blah. Yeah, and then of course I needed to explore more, And of course I decided to move here in Berlin because yeah, I knew I was not really into the techno scene, because I was still young and new for this world. And yeah, Berlin completely changed my life and showed to me that this is the world I wanted to be part. And I wanted to, of course, I'm not talking about everything is behind this, because we know that everything is behind is completely fucked up. But yeah, I wanted to do music, and Berlin, I think, is the perfect city that give you the possibility to do it, because it's you can do it sacrifice, but still here you can enjoy life because people are amazing, and yeah, they are super open-minded. And if you are a musician, you have a work, you are doing the work. If you are a musician in Italy, they ask you, yes, but which one is your real work,
It's
and
the same,
yeah,
it's the same
kind of yeah, it's kind of feeling part of something. And here I feel part of this.
Yeah, and there is, in a way, I guess it's cultural, because I felt the same when I moved to London. I think London is very similar to Berlin in that respect. Like people, it's a job like anything else. It's like, you want to do it, you like it, go fucking do it. I remember it's very different when you are in Italy, because the majority of the people will tell you, yeah, but what's your real job? Like, I'm not asking about your
how you earn money, how you eat yourself, Yeah,
true. Yeah. And about the Berlin scene, so when you compare Berlin with the Italian culture, what is something that is very, very different, aside from this thing about considering DJs?
Very, very different for sure. It's like the open mind of the mindset of people, basically, completely different. Here it's like going for enjoying a party, to have a meeting with your friends, to listen to music. It's completely different approach. Here people sit in a apartment and listen to music and talk about music, and people show new music to other people. It's a community. It's really based on the scene, on the music scene. And which in Italy doesn't exist. This, of course. And yeah, in Italy we had in the past a big scene, like all the rave stuff, which is Max Durante, all these people, and yeah, but we have what is behind, but what is now the scene is completely null, it's zero. You can have parties, you can have stuff, but it's only business, it's only money working, it's nothing really about culture and emotion and have fun, enjoying, nothing.
Yeah. I guess also there's, I guess if the culture is telling you that DJing is something that is not really worth it, like it's very hard for a scene to flourish, because then it's almost like you do whatever you can, but then everybody's telling you should not be doing that, or that is bullshit. It's very hard for people to take you seriously, for people to grow up thinking that you can do that as a job, as a career.
Yeah, I mean, I think that in Italy the problem is the state that doesn't support this kind of reality. Because if I was feeling at home in Italy doing my work and my music, I will not need the necessity to go in another country to do it, maybe I will need it to, because I wanted to explore a different culture and different blah blah, but I will enjoy my and my family, you know.
Yeah, indeed. And which is also a shame, because for Italy itself as a country, like a lot of young people who are smart, who are intelligent, who can be very productive, who you are a hard worker, right? So if as a country I see you going, like I'm losing a huge potential, because maybe you would set up a family in Berlin, which is great for Germany, but Italy has lost like a great contribution to like culture, as even economic culture, economic contribution, like everything.
I mean, we lost everything in Italy. What we have at the moment is just, you know, the architecture that remain there and the art that remain there, because all the artists move away.
Yeah, it's a shame. Hopefully, I don't know. I hope, like, I guess there are some scenes where like the Italian, I mean, there's probably money around that. The new trap hip hop scene in Italy, which is probably the biggest genre, this is where the money is. So I guess that makes it sustainable. But it's predominantly in Milan as well, so it's not so much in Rome.
Yeah. I think that this scene is quite big now in Italy. This is what they like to do at the moment. I think because it's a easy choice, you know. Like it's kind of easy to sell a product that is for the mass, for young people, than techno tracks that you will never understand, because the culture there is zero, no, about this, about electronic music at the moment. I mean, and it was easy to them to build a trap or, you know, new generation music culture for the young people. And as we know, like, you know, the masses are really easy to reach with this product. So
yes, it is. And in talking about your musical influences, what has been a big influence in your way of creating music and in your artistic creation?
Well, if I have to be honest, I am really thankful to the people that teach me and show me trick and stuff. But I always try to don't look behind me. I just try to look inside me and find inspiration. You know, just I never watch some other artists and say, I like it, I want to do something like this. I say always watch and I say, I like it, but this is not what represent me. I have to find what represent me and what inspire me. And yeah, this is my, I think, point of view and my vision, you know.
And I think it's like I see a lot of producers who are in a way too much stuck on what works already, without like really looking into what would I like to do. It's a shame, because then again, like there's so much potential that we don't even know.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's hard. I understand, like, young producer that they try to keep the result, not to reach the result, and of course they don't know how it work, because they are young and no one tell them, hey my friend, be careful, because if you do like this, okay, maybe you reach your point, but then you are doing what everyone else is doing, you know. You are not creating anything new. No one will remind you one day. This,
and in a way, and also like in a pure, so I think there are two sides of it, which is like, are you ever going to be happy about this if you make stuff to please someone potentially, right? And not because you really like it.
Me personally, I will not be happy, but maybe some people are more happy to reach the result, and they don't care about what they create to reach the result, you know, to be happy. It's a point of view. Everyone have a different opinion about happiness. For me, happiness is like when I do my music and people say to me, "Wow, it's weird. It's different. It's a crazy different sound." That's make me proud, you know, because it's something that I had inside. I didn't watch out to reach some label. I just did what I wanted to do, and that's the result.
Is there any way that you remind yourself to keep doing what you feel inside instead of being conditioned by what's outside?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you do it and you are doing it for like we were saying before, for reaching an objective, it's a point. But if you are doing it only for yourself and your happiness, and of course you can reach other point with this product, of course I will continue to do this and be happy with my music and my results. But yeah, I will never compromise myself for doing easy products, or not say commercial, but more easy to sell, to reach another big label or blah blah. I will continue to do what I think that is that make me happy. And if one day I will think that what I'm doing is going in a wrong direction, I will stop a little bit and think about it, why I'm going in a wrong direction, why I'm someone is influencing you, or blah blah. I'm really stuck with my opinion. I think that I wanted to continue to do this in the way I'm doing it, because actually it's making me happy. So
was there, so you said you do your own thing, and what is your strategy or how you think about sending demos to other labels versus doing releases on your own platform?
Well, basically I just do the music, and then I create a playlist with all my creation and send to the label I respect and I like the music they produce. Not watching about anything about how they are mainstream or no, because I don't care. I just want that my music is released on a music label that I respect, which is important. And of course, I send the music only to the person that I trust, and I know that this will give me will give the right view to my music. And I never send music like random, never, because it's a mistake. And how many DJ young producer that want to be fast send them around and release music on every platform they can, and then they will never reach a big step. Maybe they are happy with this, but this is my point of view. I try to be selective, and not sending my music so much around, but just to the person that I respect. And then I know that their way to work is professional. This is really important for me. Which with the warm up, I never saw something really professional like this. It's my first time that I have an approach with a big label, and it's amazing how they work. It's a big team. They are really a family. They work really in a family way.
Completely agree. I had the pleasure to work with Mulero and Hans, who is Mulero's manager. I met them. Fucking amazing. We're like, we want to work with these people.
Really cool.
Indeed, yeah. And going back to your origins as a DJ and producer, what do you remember any moments where you saw a DJ and you say, "Fuck, I want to do this. This is my thing."
My first time I saw DJ was, I think, 11 years old. It was in Germany, and was a tape DJ. He was playing with tape.
Kind of stopping one and putting the other one. Wow.
Exact. And was super cool because it was marriage of my uncle family, and I was there, and there was this young DJ. I think he was like around 20, something like this. And I was there looking at him, and he said, "Come behind, come here." It was German. I was not really understanding, and he say something in German which I really not understand. But I have this flashback in my brain. and my aunt translate for me, and he says to me, I have to go to the bathroom. When this song finish, just press play on this tape. And I was, wow, I really doing it, you know, and I was so excited. And then I said, yeah, I wanted to do this for the rest of my life. And then I discovered all the world.
That must be crazy. Like imagine, I don't know if I don't know if this guy knows that like he activated so much of a life changing process.
I was thinking yesterday because I posted this photo on Instagram, and I wanted to ask my aunt if if they remind the name of this guy, just to send him a message and thank him, you know, say thank you for this.
Yeah, that would be an amazing story. Like, you know, imagine like this guy gets a call, like, and I don't know, maybe he's old now, and
maybe he's in Berlin just playing vinyl someplace, you know, and even don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, that's an amazing story. Like, and since then, so you were 11 when you started to think about it. You were probably mesmerized by this new world. And what? So, do you think about yourself as a producer first or as a DJ first?
No. I started as a DJ. I started as a DJ until 2010. 2010, I started to do my own music because I I needed to play my music. I wanted to play my music, and also because I was feeling that okay, what the music I have to buy now to play is not really matching what I wanted to play. So I was going always really in the past, all the old school stuff and groove stuff. And then I started to produce because I wanted to play my music because no one was pushing this stuff that I wanted to play. And so I was not able to buy any new music, which was the kind of sound that was representing me that period of my life. So I just started to do my own label and production, and yeah, I started to in this way.
Got it.
But basically, I started as a DJ, and I still enjoy a lot to DJ, and of course, I enjoy also a lot to produce. I think the perfect will be the live set, which I'm preparing. But yeah, I love DJing. I love producing. I love everything. It's putting me in a crowd and give fun to other people and have connection. And you can see that they have having fun. You know.
Yeah, indeed, and I guess the two things help each other. So if you think about you produce music that you want to play, and then you play music that influences also your production. And
yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's like this, you know. You are influenced by your production and by the way, of course, of what you wanted to propose to the crowd, you know, in the party. So yeah, for me it was like I wanted to play my music in the party, and most of the time also here, you know, minimum I have to play 30-40 minutes of my unreleased track, one other the other, you know, like tune tune tune, like this, because I want to see the reaction of the people of my music, from my music.
And it's a test, like, and so how much of, let's say you're playing your tracks, or you're playing any track for that sake, but then you are in a party and you see that there is a reaction of people, how much of that influences your next track on?
Well, I kind of follow the emotion and what the crowd show me. But basically, when I play my music, it's different, you know, because I can feel it that they are enjoying on something that I create. So I want to keep it continue like this. I want to continue to put my music until I think that it match with what I'm doing, you know, with the set and with everything. Yeah, of course, the crowd influences me with the music choice. I never prepare something before performances. I just go there with my now say USB, not vinyl anymore, because I got a big stall in Berlin 2 years ago with all my vinyl collection. So now I go with my USB. And yeah, I just put USB, and then first track I start like this, but then nothing is planned. I just go off the flow, go.
And yeah, USBs are like super convenient because you can throw so much. Yeah. Are there boundaries, like limits to the type of music they want to play? So if you say you go for a techno set, should a DJ go like whatever they want to play, or is more like okay, they should kind of have their own style?
I mean, you should find the right compromise, I think, because of course, if you play an hardcore set in a place where the crowd is used to feel the groovy stuff, like for example, if you play an hardcore set at Berghain, people will watch you like, and now what do we do? You have to find, but if you are an hardcore DJ and you play at Berghain, you have to find the right compromise, you know? So yeah, this is the intelligence of DJ. The power of a DJ is to find the right music that make the crowd happy and yourself happy with the selection. And of course, if you are a hardcore DJ and you are playing Bergen and you are pushing 30 tracks, and then you go up when you see that the crowd is ready, then you start to put your shit, It's normal. You have to find the compromise.
Yeah. It's true. It's like a journey. You're building up a story, and then you can start with like
you have to build a story. You have to get people ready for your music. I never start with my own production because I know which is really difficult sometimes to understand my sound. So I bring people to understand my sound, So I create something, and then when I feel that the crowd is ready, okay, now it's my
yeah. It's more like creating it's a two-way conversation in a way. Like you're kind of building up the conversation from the warm up to
Exactly.
And couple of more questions. So I'm thinking. So going back to conceptual. So now you have an album released.
Yeah.
Do you have a plan for the next year or so?
Well, I don't like to plan so much. Just like to go with the flow. But of course, I will follow some guideline for the best of the project. I'm doing music with other artists, which I will not
share.
Say it at the moment. I cannot say it, and I have few objective and which I would like to reach. Of course, I would love to continue my collaboration with the warm up, with the family. Of course, I will give my priority to them because they give me to start a new project, such such a beautiful way with an album on warm up, and I will always say thank you to them. And this is my plan. And then of course I would like to, when it will be possible, to reschedule everything we lost with this COVID in which we had like a big plan with friendship with the collective. We had to visit Russia, we had to visit Spain, France, we had Poland, we had a lot of stuff. And let's hope that we'll be again back.
Yeah, soon. Hopefully so. Yeah, hopefully really we get back soon. Otherwise, I mean, we keep producing music and releasing. It's the worst case scenario. And a couple of like going toward the wrap up. So what is a guilty pleasure for you? A track or maybe a couple of tracks that you almost never played, but for you were like, I really love this track. You listen to them, like even if it's not techno.
Yeah, I have good tracks that I feel really attached to this track, and maybe I will play it one day. I never did it. I did it one time in a podcast. That is, I don't know if you know, Soons. It's a band, psychedelic indie band, and the track is called 2020, like 2020. And
wow.
Listen to it. It's crazy. Yeah, and it's kind of psychedelic rock, but with a really groovy and punchy bass. Like I'm sure that people will enjoy it. Maybe like last track in a closing, it would be set, perfect.
Yeah. Amazing. Yes. One more question on around you. What is Simone's secret weapon? So outside of music or in music?
I try to be honest with everyone. This is what I think it's my weapon and what people say to me. Sometimes you should not be so honest, but yeah, I cannot lie to people, you know. And when I think that I'm lying to people about something,
Yeah.
I don't feel well. And I think this is my not weapon, but my attitude. I like to be clear and transparent with people, you know, and say, hey, this is not going to happen. I don't like this. I like this. Just this, you know, just be honest with everything, not hide what you have to hide. If you don't feel it, just don't do it or say it.
Was there any example of a situation where that thing didn't work or backfired because you were too honest and someone took it wrongly?
I think kind of this new opening of my project is showing to people that I want to be honest with everyone.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. And you'll take whatever happens out of it.
Yeah.
That's yeah. It is a secret weapon. Nice. And then we have a little tradition. We are experimenting with our guests. So we ask everyone to tell us what is a question that we should ask our next guest. We don't know who the next guest is going to be. What would you ask them?
Let me see. I will ask what is the point that pushed you to start to do a artistic project in this scene, which is really difficult at the moment, no? And what is the message behind what you wanted to say to people with your music? This is exactly what you wanted to say with your music to the people, to the audience. This is what I would like
Amazing,
to ask.
Yes, I love that. It's a deep question. Not gonna be easy to answer.
I like to give difficult questions to people. You know, I'm curious to see who will answer to this.
We'll see. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. Like, who's gonna answer that? And as you might imagine, there is a question for you from our previous guest, which is slightly different, and is what is one of the most embarrassing moments of your teenage years? Something that,
teenage years. Let me think. Teenage. Oh, I think maybe one time I went like to the school with my scooter. You know, this when you are a teenager, you have your scooter, and no one went in because it was before the entrance. And then when it was raining so much, and then when I had to enter inside, like I lost the control of the scooter and I was falling down, and everyone was watching me and said, "What the fuck, you know, man? Now, why not 200 meters before now?" It was but I'm that kind of person that I don't care. I just stand up again, took my scooter and went up and hi guys, how are you? You know, like nothing happened. But inside I was feeling a bit, oh no, what I did now.
And especially when everybody's like watching you in that moment.
Yeah, because then you give a lot of attention to people. Everyone coming to you and say, "Are you okay? We should call an ambulance." Stuff like this, you know. No, you know, nothing.
Fine.
Really serious.
Yeah,
fine.
That's great. Simona, this has been a great chat. Thank you for spending time with us. Do you have any latest projects? So the album is for sure one, but anything else you want people to go and check if they're interested?
The album, of course, and then I would like to give to people the advice to check when will be out the 5th of June. Sorry, the video collaboration I made with artists, which is something that also someone that's not into techno could appreciate.
So the video collaboration is for one track. or is 4 or 5 tracks? You mentioned 5 or 6 tracks.
6
wow,
tracks, yeah.
And those are all coming out on the same
Yeah.
day, on 5th of June?
Yeah, the 5th of June will be the official coming out of the tracks and the video on the channel, on a YouTube channel, which it's I don't remember the name because it's like a lot of
Right.
number. Yeah, I will post on my social media so everyone can check it. I'm like constantly posting on my Instagram small teaser and stuff just to give people some candy, you know, for the moment.
Yeah,
the waiting.
some ideas of like what it's going to be. Yes, so for sure we will link to that. And yes, looking forward to seeing the album out.
Yeah, me too, man.
It's been a journey, I'm sure.
And yeah, it's super nice because I'm receiving a lot of feedback. A lot of people are playing the track, and yeah, amazing.
Yeah, I'm really happy for you, and it's a great project. You are in great hands.
Thank you.
Working with a great crew, so I'm sure it's going to be an interesting experience.
Yeah. And I can't wait to come to London soon when will be everything. I was talking also with Alessandro that we have to meet soon. So or in Berlin or in London. Let's hope that will
For
be
sure.
easy
Alessandro is actually going to Berlin for a while. Yeah.
August, right? Something like this. Yeah, I will meet him definitely.
And so Ali will be in Berlin. I don't know. I hope you and I can meet as well, like at some point either in London or Berlin. It would be good to hang out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, nice. And I wanted to say, yesterday I was checking my promo mail. I received various artists. I don't remember the name, which was a end train track inside. It was. I wanted to say it's a really cool tracks. Really nice. Yeah, well done.
Thank you. Yeah. So maybe it's on my label. I guess it was a 4-track album. Various artists. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, it's that one with a red cover.
Yeah. That's my little Ways to Die. Yes. Yeah. Thank you for checking it.
Cool. You're welcome. I always check new promo music because it's like, you know, the way to discover artists.
Yeah. Man, thank you so much for being time. Thank you
for inviting me. It's a pleasure. Anytime.
Hopefully we will meet in person very soon.
Yeah.
Cheers. Possiamo. Ok, diciamo che l'official recording è tagliato.
Sì. Va bene, bro, è stato un piacerone. Scusa se il mio inglese non è il top del top.
Onestamente, cioè, penso che è andata benissimo, nel senso non ci sono problemi con l'inglese, anche non è